managed to keep their eye on that one. Elise also being banned out as well, so targeting Impaler with Vi and Elise. They're both two champions that have played throughout the qualifiers, obviously throughout the promotion series which happened, which they actually lost to SK Gaming in 3-2.
So, right now though, just to touch on this, Dr. Mundo's open, but at the same time, Lee Sin is open, early game champion, Svenskeren has played it earlier, we know he likes it. The safe pick though would be Mundo.
Well, we'll see what Mimer goes with.
Wow.
It's going to be Pantheon. Well, it's not a safe pick, that's for sure.
Nope, but they definitely wanted this Pantheon. It can go in mid lane, maybe in the top lane, and in the jungle, if Impaler has actually expanded his champion pool.
Well, we just saw, of course, it was played by Roccat in the mid lane. And as predicted then, we were talking about it at the time when they were doing the picks and bans, you know, it can go anywhere. Maybe they're keeping their options open for that mid lane. Maybe could have seen that Gragas up against Orianna in the last match. Didn't happen. Mundo has been locked in straight away by Freddy. No surprises there. Svenskeren, he looks like he's going to fall back to that Lee Sin.
Yeah, I feel like SK got the best of this. Lee Sin is generally more safe than Pantheon. They do kind of, oh, is this? Nope. Don't troll us. He's going to go for Lee Sin. I'm almost 100% sure. Anyway, Lee Sin is more safe than Pantheon and brings more, you know, the later in the game, unless Pantheon can snowball from the jungle.
Well, Svenskeren, obviously famous for that Lee Sin interrupting way back in the summer. As it stands, it will be locked in. We'll see how it works out for them. Meanwhile, SUPA HOT CREW, what are they going to go with? Bold choices for the first pick. Pulling out the Pantheon. Are they going to continue that role?
Mimer right now, what will he play? He's been playing Dr. Mundo a lot. He used to play Shyvana, she's been nerfed. Will he fall back on this? Or has he prepared something like a Trundle? This is where we need to see SUPA HOT CREW expanding the champion pools and show us something else than just the Pantheon. I like the Pantheon pick though, if it's for Impaler at least.
Well, and like you say, if that's Impaler, maybe showing a new jungler. We've just seen it a couple of times throughout the European LCS. I'm wondering if we're going to see maybe MrRalleZ getting his AD carry. Would make sense to have a Lucian here. We are seeing Impaler on your screen discussing exactly what it's going to be. There it is, Caitlyn and Gragas.
So they kind of copy a little bit what Rocket did last game. We have the Gragas, we have the Pantheon. They can go, you know, both can swap around. Moopz has been playing a lot of Gragas though, and is one of his favorite champions. They also make sure Jesiz do not get this, but I think Jesiz is fine and will most likely go for something else.
Well, say that, SK Gaming have got the same picks that Fnatic had so far as well, so we'll see whether that continues. Thresh would make sense. That was Vanda though that played that. Ooh. Rengar, I don't think we're going to see that.
No, that would be a Rengar mid lane then.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
No,
well, yeah, I've been caught out before, but I don't think it is. Syndra for Jesiz, that was.
But that is lane dominance. At level 6, the kill potential you have, and then backed up by Lee Sin. Wow.
It's the crowd collective sigh since it switched to Sif. It's like, oh. We've seen that champion before. Of course, Korea play it quite consistently in the OGN. It has been locked in as well, so a Thresh Sivir lane.
I like the mobility they bring right here versus the Pantheon, his man drop. If you can avoid that by, you know, speeding up the entire team and then, boom,
shielding it out. Shielding on the top.
Pretty much. Or just, you know, as soon as he lands, you just go for him instantly and you burst him down and then you can roll over the team. At the same time, it works well versus Gragas. It's hard for him to, you know, hit anything when you're moving that fast.
So indicating maybe potential for the bottom lane pairing. Shyvana also being selected. So, despite the nerves, I think it's safe to say, is what everyone likes to refer to it as, for Shyvana, maybe going to see him go up against Mundo regardless.
Yeah, I mean, Shyvana will still do well versus Dr. Mundo, but not at the same rate as we have seen before. You're used to just being able to push him to the turret and then just run around on the map and do whatever you want. You can't really do this anymore. You're not as tank, I mean, you don't have the same damage, so your split pushing is kind of limited, but it's still there late game.
We'll see whether he does lock it in. He has. So, final choice, SK Gaming. What would you go with in the mid lane? Will it be an Orianna up against the Gragas?
Orianna is the safe one here. I actually wouldn't even mind seeing a Syndra. I like the pick for, you know, going in with the Sivir ultimate and just bursting down the first target and just keep rotating. Shyvana has to go for Blade of the Rune King to deal with this Dr. Mundo, so she won't be that tanky, and Syndra can actually burst her down together with Sivir.
nRated. Taking a little time on this one, the team discussing it. Jez, as you can see, in discussions.
Nidalee is open, he's been playing Nidalee quite a lot, gives them some good poke, but doesn't really synergize this too well with the rest of the lineup. Yeah, it's kind of all in.
Fit with the team, they haven't got much poke to follow through with it, although Sivir would actually work quite well with it. boomerang blades, but LeBlanc maybe gonna go with.
It would actually work really well with this because they have so much all-in potential, and if they can manage to pick up the first target, pop the Sivir ultimate, you cannot disengage. There's no chance, so they will just be able to catch one another and then force something after maybe getting an ace.
Well, there it is. There are the final picks. So what do we make of these two teams? SK Gaming won game 1 in this matchup. Do we see a difference here? SUPA HOT CREW certainly shuffling things up like you suggested.
They are definitely showing some new stuff. I kind of like the Sona pick versus Fresh because it's very risky for him to do an engage due to the counter engage potential you have with your ultimate. If too many people from SK clumps up and they run in and Sona hits them, followed up by barrel and maybe a man drop, you have a lot of AoE damage and a lot of instant burst for the fight going on, for the fight starting.
Now SK Gaming, of course, coming into this one 2-4, I believe it is in the league, and 1-5 for the SUPA HOT CREW. SUPA HOT CREW need this win.
They need this win, and one thing I just noticed looking at this, the only real wave clear, due to LeBlanc not really being able to jump in if you're sieging a turret, is actually Sivir. So with Sona to heal your team up all the time and poke, with Caitlyn, who is very good at sieging, and also Gragas, who's perfect at sieging, SUPA HOT CREW actually, if they get the advantage where Shyvana is split pushing and they keep 4 people in mid, they can pretty much bully SK out and just take turret after turret.
Well, as the champions stride into the match, let's see who you guys at home have voted for this one. Of course, it is going to be SK Gaming that everyone has gone for. 61% of the vote. And we'd also like to remind you guys that you can get tickets to join us here in Cologne. You would have had a special personal commentary, yes. I believe is the one word I could use. Maybe, I'm not too sure if that's the word that everyone here would have used. But to watch those games live, of course, head over to lolesports.com, click on tickets for all of the details as and when tickets become available, because there's quite a few shows that are now sold out.
I mean, I think pretty much the next few weeks are sold out, and the atmosphere in the studio, it's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, of course. You get to see all the players as well in person. They will often come down and pose for photos, so you have a rather large experience to come and see here in Cologne, Germany, of course. So SUPA HOT CREW as the blue team up against SK Gaming on your screens as the red team. How will we see Jesiz perform? Will he roam? Will he? Which, you know, he has to on LeBlanc.
He has to on LeBlanc, and I'm actually really happy he picked just what we were talking about. Something where he can make plays early game and help the rest of the SK Gaming snowballing. Freddy will do fine in this top lane. If Jesiz can go bot, pick up a few kills, and snowball CandyPanda, SK is going to be in such a strong position.
As it stands, we'll see whether we have any invades. We did in the last game. Actually, some clever invades in the last game, honestly. Some serious harming done. Freddy trying to check out Mimer. He knows he's in that bush still. Just waiting to try and bait him out. Misses again the second time. Will take some damage, and Freddy's going to have to back away. Throws out the briefcase. Misses again.
Yeah, 2-0 for Mimer actually now.
Yeah, not going well for him so far.
3-0. Ouch.
This is not going well for Freddy. He's not going to hold down his business at this rate.
Well, he's like every British person in football, right?
Oh, wow. That coming from a Dane. That's pretty harsh in football terms. Nevertheless, Impaler has managed to get around and go for that blue buff. SK Gaming are on the rotate, it seems, with nRated and CandyPanda going towards the top.
They might be trying to do the same as Fnatic, where they can go in, try and take a buff, and then we have Freddy who can teleport bot lane for the 1v2.
Well, Mimer and Impaler are ready and waiting to go. We do see, of course, that Svenskeren is on the blue buff. There is pings going down, and here comes SK on the invade.
Instantly backing out from SUPA HOT CREW's side. They will give this buff over to Freddy, and then he can teleport bot lane. Oh, actually trying to counter invade on Svenskeren.
Yeah, you can see down the bottom lane is MrRalleZ and migxa also going in there. This blue buff will be taken away. Svenskeren has to back away from that one. Too risky for him, and it's going to be a feel. CandyPanda that took it. Was that meant for Freddy? I think CandyPanda would have helped.
Yeah, I mean, Freddy right here. He had the chance to pick it up. Clearly, there wasn't the option for them. I'm not sure why. I think it would have benefited him way more in this 1v2 scenario because Sona and Caitlyn are going to poke him out and they can take this turret very fast in the bot lane.
And of course, obviously, we saw Soaz doing it in the last game. And the bonus is he comes to lane level 2.
Pretty much. I mean, the first minion who dies in the lane, you get level 2, and you're kind of out of the whole I'm going to get dive level 1 danger that you normally see.
Well, as it stands, didn't work that way, and it seems that Impaler went and got himself the blue buff as well with the help of migxa. Barrels rolling out in that mid lane, but the bottom push pressure is already on for SUPA HOT CREW. Remember, this tower in 4.1 is weaker than the rest.
Yeah, look at the damage is taken already. It's just going to be a couple of minutes and they can actually take it down, unless Svenskeren wants to come down and try and defend. I think maybe the blue buff for CandyPanda was intended for him to, you know, constantly shove the wave without thinking about his mana, and then trying to take down the turret just as fast as they can do in the bot lane.
And if you cast your minds back to last season, of course, the Caitlyn Sona lane was the official poke lane, I guess you could say, along with Ezreal maybe that could be in there. But there's a lot of pressure on that tower. And you look at that, 3.5 minutes in, that turret is already down to half hit points.
But this is what you can do when you can constantly clear the wave over and over, and they now have the backup of Impaler, so they're not even scared of Svenskeren being there. They will take this turret very soon.
Yeah, Impaler's come down here. Svenskeren is waiting in the wings as well, just off in the background. So Freddy is aware that he could get pushed. He's already up to level 3 though. They're going to keep on shoving for this one. Impaler's going to load that throw down a spear actually on towards Freddy. Probably would have been better hitting the turret maybe just once or twice, but instead MrRalleZ doing a fantastic job of that. That turret is not going to last much longer.
Next wave they will take it down because Impaler will stay, be the backup. Meanwhile in top lane, 50% on that turret.
Yeah, not bad work from nRated and CandyPanda, so they're doing their job in the top lane while the jungler tries to hold the defense. I don't think it's going to work out though. This will be the first turret of the game going down just 4 minutes into the game.
Now the good thing for SK is that Svenskeren is bot lane. He can stop the dragon from SUPA HOT CREW. If they can pick up the top turret and rotate, they actually go fairly even with this.
Well, Mimer's taking pressure, and we do have a pause coming out. We'll see how this works out for them. It looks like it is Svenskeren that's called for the pause, judging by the way that the referee is with him. Just having discussions. Of course, the team themselves cannot talk during this pause, which is why you see them all sat there looking a bit glum.
Indeed, and people can actually hear if they are talking. It's not just the referee behind them. We actually have people who can hear everything they're saying, so you can instantly punish them if they should talk during a break.
Yeah, it's absolutely something they're talking about. So he's just sorting some settings out. You see, right, admins and the QA team, well, everyone in there. 3 members around the computer to fix one problem. That's how quick and reactive they are. Well, I mean, okay, I want to cast your mind back, obviously, to when you were in this situation last year. What's it like as a team to sit when you have to sit there in silence? You're at a pause, especially maybe you've just lost a tower like they have right now.
I mean, when you just the fact you have to sit there and you can't say anything and you don't know how long the pause is going to be, it is so annoying. Because there's so many things you want to tell your team, you want to keep yourself updated on the game, what just happened, what should we do next, and you kind of fall out of focus because you just have to sit there and say absolutely nothing.
And of course, don't forget you got white noise in your ear as well. So there's like a...
Yeah, you're going insane.
You're going insane. It's so they cannot hear our voices, Deficio. That's what it's for. So we do not give anything away in game. We are back in the game now, ladies and gentlemen, so let's get things back underway. Svenskeren was the one that called for that pause. You can see he was there with Freddy, and he's paused again, and now
Mimer's not happy.
Is not happy about that, I think.
We got everything right. He's definitely not happy.
Either that, or he was breaking into a new rap.
Could be.
Could be.
Maybe.
Hello. Only a little. I mean, I'm not quite LCS pro player level, but then again, neither are you anymore.
At least I can get out of bronze. That's all I'll say.
I am not in any rank, so it's all good.
No, that's bronze then.
Maybe. We will find out when I start playing ranked. I'll carry you to victory, Deficio. Don't worry, I'll be your new AD carry. But as it is, we are back in the game, ladies and gentlemen. SUPA HOT CREW versus SK Gaming. Here we go again. And SK Gaming, they are putting pressure on the top lane. Mimer already getting flayed out. CandyPanda didn't choose to go aggressive there, though.
No, he didn't really go for it because he just want to wave clear and get this turret down and swap back to the bot lane so they can stop this push.
Well, that tower will go down, so this is a switch possibly that will happen. SK Gaming going to keep that pressure on. This will be the top tower going down in 5 minutes, 22 seconds. Meanwhile, down this bottom lane, we can see Impaler continue to help shove. Of course, this is 2 AD carries, backed up by migxa, can keep that pressure on those turrets. The top lane, they surely have to rotate now.
I mean, if they don't rotate, they will lose this turret on the next wave coming in, or at least the next one again. They might just want to shove out the wave and reset it, and then recall.
Looks like they are going to force Mimer back, so they may keep on pushing that next wave. The minions coming in. Meanwhile, this bottom lane, top lane area, we do see Freddy taken pretty low. Smite being used out by Impaler. They really want to get this turret down.
And they're actually staying, as it seems right now. Maybe they want to try and base race them a little bit already at the 6-minute mark.
Well, Impaler again takes a bit of damage. While this is all happening, of course, blue buffs have spawned, will be spawning shortly, sorry. They are going to have to try and back away from this one. Dragon is up as well, don't forget, but everybody is continuing to push. They're not going yet in this top lane.
Blue buff was never cleared by SK when they picked it up. There's still the small minions left. That's gonna hurt Moopz later on.
Well, migxa and MrRalleZ, Impaler ball backing off. Jesiz were hoping he could maybe try and cat sneak out. He may do. Impaler's going to go down the river, but I think he's safe.
He's safe for now. Dragon is up and the bot lane is coming. No teleport on Mimer as he has Ignite. If they want to force this one, they can actually pick it up rather easy as if they recall right here for SUPA HOT CREW side.
Yeah, they were maybe expecting some push out there because MrRalleZ and migxa waited around for quite a period of time now. Freddy getting very low by the white there, but does survive through it. nRated going to come down, probably ward out. He has got a pink ward in his pocket. Is he going to use it? That ward in the top dragon, that's sneaky, hidden away.
Now SK again, they could have gone for dragon right here, but they weren't sure if the SUPA HOT CREW bot lane had recalled, and they weren't really sure where Impaler was. So due to Freddy being so low, they thought it was too risky.
Well, as it is, Mimer's staying in the top lane. It means the AD carry and support will be going back to the bottom lane. Remember, that bottom lane turret was taken pretty low already. nRated pink warding out the blue buff. That will be available in a couple of seconds, which is why they're trying to prepare for this one. migxa's going to face check. He's going to go straight towards Svenskeren. Svenskeren catches on him. Oh. Jesiz comes in, does not land the leash. And migxa having to flash out of danger.
They do force the flash. This means it's more risky for SUPA HOT CREW now to push this mid turret because they can always engage on migxa.
MrRalleZ is now in the mid lane. Three of them stacking up, trying to keep the pressure down. Barrel landing on Jesiz, having to burst out. nRated has got that flash available if he wants to go for anything, but of course no box yet, still only level 4.
But this right here is why I dislike lane swapping in the new meta, because you lose your bot turret and then people can rotate towards the mid lane and put pressure there.
Impaler coming up, Svenskeren on that red buff, and he's going to get jumped on. Meanwhile, the red buff doing damage to him as well. Svenskeren's going to have to back away from this one. Will he get greedy? Will he stick around for the red? No, he will not. That's going to go to Impaler.
So much damage from Impaler here in the early game, and he's picking up the red buff. He's been fairly aggressive. I mean, he's done his job. He was there bot lane when they needed him, and now he's actually making plays in the enemy jungle. I like to see that from Impaler.
Yeah, it seems that Pantheon so far is working out for him up against SK Gaming. Got double the CS because Svenskeren, of course, was babysitting that bottom lane while Impaler was helping to push it and taking some of that CS wave. Lane tax, as it's known.
We have to touch a little bit on the CS difference between the AD carries. Due to CandyPanda being just with nRated top, he could pick up all the CS. Impaler in the bot lane did take some.
Svenskeren getting jumped on once again. This time will take the lantern away and jumps to safety. But again, that's Impaler being aggressive. Now the blue buff is up.
Impaler, oh, CandyPanda is way out of position right now. He needs to full engage before he can go in.
Impaler's going to get completely caught out. First blood comes out. It's Jesiz that takes it down. Moopz uses the explosive cast, but Jesiz comes back around. nRated gets the flay down. nRated picks up the kill. Ace in the hole, blocked out by CandyPanda.
Very weird situation for SUPA HOT CREW right here. There were people around it, but there were only 2 people at the actual blue buff. SK noticed this and just went straight in, and there was no comeback from SUPA HOT CREW.
A little too aggressive maybe from Impaler and Moopz there. Desperately trying to get that blue buff out, but like you said, way out of position. And SK Gaming, they had all 4 members ready and waiting for that, while, of course, Freddy continues to farm that top lane.
But that's the thing, SUPA HOT CREW had the option to move the entire team into the blue buff, so they were ready for a 4v4 fight. Instead, they only moved 2 people in, and that was way too overextended, and SK beautifully just punished instantly.
We'll see which way this goes. Impaler going to get that Brutalizer out next, or is he going to go play the Root King? I would guess it's going to be Brutalizer. That's kind of the standard for him.
Yeah, he has to go for Brutalizer to get some damage early game, and then he has to build towards tank. Otherwise, Mimer is not enough of a front line, at least not for the next couple of fights. So they need this Pantheon to also be a little bit tanky at least.
So why do we make of this? Jesiz has roamed around. I don't know roamed around. He's actually been looking for the kills though. So the Omnis LeBlanc, it seems to be working for him so far.
Yeah, the LeBlanc pick has been pretty good, especially now we just had to fight a blue buff where he was able to pick up a kill and also set up for the next kill. He went in, he knew exactly how much damage he could do and how much damage he could take, so that he, you know, smart play, and also smart play in general by SK Gaming. If they can manage to take the dragon, they can extend their lead.
Moopz continuing to farm in this mid lane, has got that slight edge on Jesiz in terms of farm, but of course, 1 death to a kill assist is a big advantage for Jesiz. Mimer, well, it's doing what Shafana does, continuing on despite the changes, going for that build toward the cutlass and farming between the lanes, between towers, sorry.
Yeah, and right here, I mean, Mimer is going to keep doing this pretty much the entire game. He wants to force someone up to stop him so they can do something else on the map with the rest of the team. Right now, though, SK is fine with just having Freddy farm and let Mimer farm.
Impaler's looking for that kill in mid lane, but he's spotted out by
He's
the
way
wall coverage. Mimer almost going Macnoon-esque here, heading in towards the base, but while he's doing that, SK Gaming, they're going for the dragon.
And they have to teleport on Freddy if it should be needed.
Yeah, Mimer way out of range from this one. We do see the man drop coming in though. They're going to go for it. Svenskeren ace in the hole. Will land. Quick call out. Impaler gets the kill on him. Meanwhile, the dragon's low. He gets smited. Impaler's going to flash away from this one. They're trying to channel on towards him. nRated have to back away. Moopz in trouble. Gets the belly slammer away. Freddy will not catch on towards him. Oh, Willie has to flash. Dodges the briefcase again. Freddy has not been landing them well at all.
Wow, though, the engage coming in right here from Impaler. He man drops in, and the the ultimate from Caitlyn hits Svenskeren so he can finish him up. Bit of a mistake by SK, they should have blocked it. We see it actually right here. Look at the man drop coming in, and look at Svenskeren. He gets hit instantly by the ultimate, and then Impaler can finish him and also take the dragon. That is huge. At the same time, Freddy teleports in so late because he wasn't expecting a fight. He didn't expect SUPA HOT CREW to go for this. And Mimer, he's just farming in the mid lane.
Yeah, late reactions on that teleport in, which may well have cost him because, of course, there was a minion wave continually shoving on. So not only did he not get any kills, he didn't get the dragon, he lost out, I think, 2 waves of minions in that top turret.
Yeah, obviously, he had pushed it out at first, so there was the wave coming in with a cannon minion, though. So he lost a cannon, which means that he's going to be even further behind in XP, as he didn't manage to pick up anything down in the fight.
So, as it stands, the bottom lane pairings are back together. MrRalleZ and migxa up against CandyPanda nRated. And of course, you know, CandyPanda with that CS advantage is slightly ahead in build items. Really only just picked up the boots as the extra item that you've got at the moment. Both going for that Bloodthirster, of course, standard starts from the 2.
Yeah, the advantage SUPA HOT CREW have is the fact that there's no turret for SK. So if they should manage to land a man drop from the Impaler, he has a lot of room to work with, and a lot of room to try and catch this very fast Sivir though. So unless he actually managed to hit his stun, or his ultimate and follow up by a stun, right on Sivir, they won't really catch him.
Jesiz making a move, but he's going to walk straight into the ward at Tribush, but can they get away in time because he can close gap very quickly.
Wow.
The thresh hook lands, and that's MrRalleZ going to go down here. The crescendo came out, but it was not going to save him. migxa getting punted away. He's going to get taken down as well. This time he does manage to get the damage down. It's a double kill for CandyPanda.
And they can take the bot turret now. They will give up the mid turret for it though, but they still got 2 kills.
Well, we might say that will be the middle turret going down. That's a lot of vision they're going to lose, but 2 kills, a tower. Good work for SK Gaming.
And this is the Jesiz we wanted to see. This is the same Jesiz last time SUPA HOT CREW played with SK Gaming. He just did it on Kassadin with a teleport. Now, LeBlanc, he roams around. Yes, he lost his turret mid, but he managed to pick up 2 kills, and that's very worth it for SK Gaming.
Impaler and Moopz going up to steal away that red buff. Don't think that's going to be anything to stop that one, so Impaler once again with the timers takes that away with ease, and they could potentially rotate around onto Freddy here.
nRated is ready for this though. He's already moved there to try and save Freddy.
Well, we'll see whether he guns to get the lantern. That's going to be jumped on. Explosive cast blows him back away towards that tower. Freddy's going down.
Perfect ultimate from Moopz right there. Just as Freddy's like, I'm safe, I can click this lantern, boom, knockback, dead.
Good work, and this is going to be the top tower. So all 3 outer turrets now down. SK Gaming with the slight edge in gold as well, but they are, of course, behind on gold in kills, because of those 2 kills down the bottom lane. SK Gaming, CandyPanda starting off the blue buff, helping out for Jesiz here. We're going to start moving out of lane phase. How is this going to transition?
Jesiz is almost having his DFG, which means once the laning phase is over, he can try to pick up kills. He can move into different bushes, and then whenever someone walks by, instantly burst them down with the DFG. Such an early DFG right here, deadly.
See whether that works out. Of course, looking at the AD carries, we did just see MrRalleZ is about to back off. I was going to say we'll see he's falling behind in builds, but he will catch that up. But he has fell just because of those 2 kills, quite considerably behind CandyPanda, because A, he got those 2 kills, B, he managed to get a couple of waves of fire while that was all happening. So in terms of gold, it's a big differential now between AD carries already.
It is, but at the same time, if you look into the top lane, we have the same scenario where Mimer with a kill and with a big CS lead is far ahead from Freddy.
Oh, Freddy's farming out on that top lane. We know that Mundo will become a tanky beast, and last game we saw 500 plus CS from some of the AD carriers in the top laners. We'll see whether we get to that stage, because remember, SK Gaming, they have our longest average game time in LCS so far.
Yeah, 44 minutes and 16 seconds is the average game time for SK Gaming. That is a long time. But let's just touch on one thing right here. we talked about in Champ Select, how if SUPA HOT CREW decides to group up with 4 people in mid, they can shove down turrets, and they have a lot of, both wave clear and poke at the same time. Mimer will be able to 1v1 Freddy throughout the entire game with the way it's going right now.
It's keeping ahead of him, that's for sure. Let's get game and have 3 members stacked around this tri-bush. We're going to see whether migxa wanders in. He's trying to get some ward placement down. He's going to be without his AD carry as well, so he's going to be careful. Mimer keeping the pressure on Freddy. Freddy having to use that ultimate to get that regen back on.
Right now, SK is just banking on Freddy being able to hold the turret for as long as possible, and then they need Jesiz to make a pick, or Svenskeren to go in with his Lee Sin and find a target they can instantly kill, and then they can take one of the turrets on the map instead.
What do we make of Impaler's build? What's he going to be going with here? Because you can see, obviously, didn't go for that brutalize. He went for the get the name of it in a minute. Is the Elder Lizard. That's the Spirit of the Elder Lizard. That's the one I was after. But he's actually gone with the Giant's Belt now in towards the longsword, so it's switching it up a little bit from what previous Pantheons we've seen.
Again, I'm not going to guess too much on his build, but it will most likely be something like a Warmonks and then finishing the Brutalizer afterwards. So he has some tankiness, and then he also has some damage if he should manage to get on the back line of SK.
So you're feeling that he's going to be more of the tank more than Mimer, because Mimer's obviously going for the damage. Spirit Visage will be completed shortly.
Mimer will definitely be the tank, like the clear tank after this, because now the Blade King is done. He's just gonna go full tankish, Sunfire, Randuin, Spirit Visage, everything.
See, it works out. SUPA HOT CREW starting off the Dragon. Freddy this time going to be teleporting in, or is he? He's not going to follow through. Now he's teleporting. He's going to come way at the back, and that's way too late for this party. SUPA HOT CREW, though, are all stuck in the Dragon Pit.
Oh, Moopz already ulting just fairly early. Will they try and get out, or will they fight?
They may want to fight. It's going to be the hook on Moopz. Moopz could get caught out, has to flash away. Now he's got only the belly dash to get out of this one. They are still split. Mimer's trying to get around there. Man drop coming from the back of the pit. Crescendo lands. Jesiz caught out. He goes down. Insta pop straight away. Now they're on towards Svenskeren. Svenskeren's going to have to run for his life. CandyPanda, he's got a big dragon biting on his backside. Takes him down, no problem. As SUPA HOT CREW can push on this one.
migxa won this fight with an amazing flash crescendo onto Jesiz, locks him down, and then Impaler jumps in and can finish him and kill him instantly. Jesiz did 0 damage that fight.
0 damage is going to be what they're going to get, and Freddy can't do anything to defend this turret because that's another inner turret going down. They mean business in this game.
And again, they have the perfect situation where they can pretty much control the map right here. And if SK want to try and engage, there's the Sonar with the ultimate. If migxa can land another perfect ultimate, things are looking very good for SUPA HOT CREW. And I'm so impressed by the last ultimate he did.
Well, of course, they've only got 1 win in the LCS so far. They're going to be looking for more. You know, we even heard, obviously, MrRalleZ say when he got that 1 win, I'm delighted to just get 1 win in the LCS because he feels the level of competition is high. Moopz getting a little ahead of himself on nRated there. Wasn't really going to take him down. Explosive cast just used to say, get away. It's my ward.
We're going to have to see a new version of SK right now. Normally they have a lot of wave clear and they just extend the games by, killing all the minions in every lane and just defending turrets. Now they actually need to engage and try and pick up kills to defend their turrets.
Well, we'll see. Of course, they are very resilient. They did farm their way to victory against the Copenhagen Wolves. It was one of the victories they picked up, who we will be seeing against Fnatic after this game. But as it stands, SUPA HOT CREW have built themselves up a 4,000 gold advantage 20 minutes into this game, and they're going to keep on pushing. Freddy, though, he's going to become a brick wall. We know that. That's what Mundo does. He'll just keep on farming. He'll become a problem.
He will become a problem, yes, but will he be a problem in time? That's the question right now, because SUPA HOT CREW has the advantage, and it's going to be quite a while before Freddy can actually get all the tank items he needs to survive the burst SUPA HOT CREW can put onto him.
Okay, so let's look at the AD carries, because CandyPanda's often had to put the entire team on his back and carry them to victory. Can see that he's still got that 40 CS advantage over MrRalleZ. Obviously got the kills early on when they're down that bottom tower. Is there a danger that he's going to snowball for his team with that ultimate, of course, on the hunt?
I mean, he can snowball, yes, but Sivir is not a tank killer.
Yeah.
Once you have Shyvana in your face, you're not going to kill her alone. You need help from the team. That's why SK is banking more on Jesiz or Svenskeren to go into the backline, pick up an early kill, and then, chase them down with the Sivir ultimate. If they get a straight up 5v5 without Jesiz picking up a target, it's going to go like we saw last time.
Of course, down to that flash crescendo from migxa seemingly work out. It's so interesting to see Pantheon being one of the big picks because, you know, a lot of players, a lot of summoners have been saying, you know, about the top lane balance. I'll go back to that in a moment because I'm waiting to see whether migxa wanted to go for anything there, but it seems they have just burst away. Moopz there, keeping the minion wave clear, which is why SK going to have to back out. But they're talking about maybe the meta being a little bit stale now and again, but we've seen a hell of a lot of new champions during the season.
Yeah, there's been so many different picks, and it's actually amazing to watch because you never know where certain champions are going to go. You never know, is there a new counter pick to this? It's only, I wouldn't even say the top lane because we had Warwick, Trundle, so I would like to say every lane so far has been bringing up new stuff. Maybe, okay, exception is the bot lane. It is mainly the same three, and then with Sivir occasionally.
Well, yeah, AD carry woes maybe, but support-wise, we've seen a whole array of champions down there.
I think we've seen pretty much every support now.
Well, I mean, there's still a few. I think we haven't seen a Fiddlesticks maybe yet so far in the LCS, not in the European side at least. MrRalleZ farming out on that top wave. While this is all happening, of course, the teams where you can see on your screen, they are just getting a little bit of farm before they decide to engage, which potentially will be in 1.5 minutes when that dragon respawns. Of course, they're warding out the Baron, making sure they get coverage of this one, nRated. Impaler thought about going for it. They have taken away that red buff a number of times so far. CandyPanda's a long way away on his own here. They could get around the back of him.
There was, no, Impaler actually already used his ultimate. We didn't actually see what he used it on.
Yeah, that man drop was used somewhere. It was a few moments ago, only a second ago as well.
Yeah, because I was about to say it. He could actually...
Oh no, the cooldown's about to be done.
It's about to be done. Well, once he has it, if Sivir pushes, he can jump in. Oh. Almost getting caught here by nRated and Svenskeren.
Impaler flashing out of that one, so flash burned. His man drop will be available any second now. Impaler does get caught with a kick. Svenskeren is not going to get that Lee Syndrome and follow it through. Instead, he will take down that pink ward. While this is happening, of course, Mimer and Freddy continuing to butt heads in the bottom lane this time. Going to keep on driving this one through. That dragon 40 seconds away. Looks like SUPA HOT CREW in the better position.
Right now they can get the vision control of the area and then make it very hard for SK to pick a target. And instead we can see migxa doing the same kind of thing with his flash crescendo. And if they can manage to do that, they can potentially go for a Baron or maybe go up and get an in-hit.
Well, 20 seconds until it is up. Svenskeren keeping vision on Impaler there. Keeps on landing that kick. The bottom turret, of course, was taken down quite a while ago. So mine was doing effectively free farming that bottom lane up against Freddy, who's just clearing out the waves with that burning agony every time. And
SK is just
getting miles away from this dragon.
SK is just going to give this dragon up and say, you know what, we'll let you have it. We don't feel strong enough to fight yet.
But SUPA HOT CREW Moopz making sure they don't expose that middle lane. SK Gaming, they wanted to try and shove in there, create some pressure, try and get on towards that tower, but again, not able to get close to that middle turret.
No, but it's just a matter of time now before we see SUPA HOT CREW actually, ulti coming in from Caitlyn here, blocked by Svenskeren though. As I said though, it's just a matter of time before we see SUPA HOT CREW trying to push up and put some pressure on this turret and force SK to do an engage.
Well, we did warn you, ladies and gentlemen, that these two teams do sometimes go the distance, and it may well work out that way because 25 minutes in at 4-4, this one is certainly going to be a little slower paced than the last game. A lot of action in that one. Blue buff's going to be started out. It's actually MrRalleZ that's on there. Is he going to give us one? Yes, he is. Moopz is finally coming across. I thought he was going to be a bit greedy there.
No, you know, it's quite better on the Gragas than the Caitlyn.
Yes. just a little.
Just a little bit.
So, top lane, Mimer's going back up there. CandyPanda once again heading off, trying to get some farm. I'm a little worried for his position here. If SUPA HOT CREW, I feel, would have had better wards, because if you look at the map, they've got, what, 2 wards on the map at the moment. They would have seen CandyPanda going across there. They could have head him off.
Well, CandyPanda feels safe, because if he should see the ultimate from Pantheon, he's just going to pop his own ultimate and just run out.
There is just no vision, really, from either team. It seems to be a little bit lacking. Here we go. SUPA HOT CREW starting to lay out those wards, starting to get some Baron coverage. We are at that mark where Baron is a possibility, of course. Level 12s, 15s coming out from the team, so they could go for that, but I think it would be foolhardy to go for it yet until they do manage to land a pick. As it stands, going to continue going. Blue buff going for Jesiz.
Yeah, we have hit the spot right here where SUPA HOT CREW can actually do something, but they don't feel safe enough to do it. They don't want to fight 4v4 right now. At the same time, SK is just happy, farming away, getting the items they need, especially on Freddy. He now completed his Sunfire. He's going to get tankier and tankier. So we're in for a bit of a, you know, slow start, a slow point of the game.
A slow point of the game is one word I would use. Pink ward going down, that's going to get worn out. I think that's an exciting moment right now. But as it stands, Mimer and Impaler, they're going to rotate towards this top lane. Top lane turret hasn't taken any damage yet, but there's a minion wave coming in. Potential target for them, maybe.
I'm not really sure why Impaler is up here, because he can't really do much unless they want to fully dive Freddy. But we have SK fairly close to help if it should happen.
Well, Ace in the hole being used, just showing, hey, we do have a ward in that bush, making sure they can't get anything on Jesiz. Jesiz instead will push them back, and it's actually, they're trying to create pressure, but not quite that efficiently.
They're simply scared of the all-in engage from SK Gaming. They're scared of getting popped by Jesiz, so they don't really want to push up. At the same time, Mimer and Impaler in top lane, Jesiz coming in.
Well, they're doing work, they're getting in a couple of hits on it, but Impaler's being taken low already. They're going to continue chasing this one. Freddy is keeping them engaged. He does manage to land the slow, and here comes the rest of the team. On the hunt, already used by CandyPanda, which is why they're closing the gap. Impaler's going to turn around, sacrifice himself. He's going to go down, and now they're going to catch on towards migxa. migxa having to dash away from that one. Barrel being thrown out there isn't going to go through. Will migxa continue to chase? Yes, he will. Flash crescendo, catches on CandyPanda. Mimer follows it through, but his CandyPanda is going to get away. Pops the barrier. Explosive Cask simply forces SK away. Doesn't do the job that he wanted to pull them towards it, and SK Gaming get themselves a kill.
The spell shield from CandyPanda saved his life. He managed to block the ultimate from Moopz. However, we have to touch on the fact that Impaler stayed in the top lane to push. We just talked about how SK could rotate up, especially with the SUPA ultimate. Can Freddy stop him here?
He will. He's going to catch him, and in comes nRated. Will they throw out the hook? He will land it, but Freddy's not bothering to follow through.
Smart enough though, because the rest of SUPA HOT CREW stopped their recall. They would have killed him if he actually went in for this one.
Oh, he does manage to back away. So, migxa, got to be careful that nRated doesn't hook him on there towards the Baron. Instead, he's just going to ward it back up. So, 5-4. SK Gaming is still with the kill advantage. Only ever so slightly though, but they need to start getting turrets. Already the ping goes down. Impaler was ready and waiting to jump on CandyPanda there. CandyPanda backs away, just shoves the wave.
SK, again, they are fine with just extending this game and keep farming away. If they can manage to get a kill on Jesiz, or pick up a target like they did before with Impaler, they can actually try and rotate around the map. Again though, great flash crescendo from migxa, kind of stopped everything and actually turned the fight in favor of SUPA HOT CREW, even though it was 4v5.
Jesiz is staying in that bush. He's been there for around about a minute 30. Now he's waiting to try and land a pick. nRated looks like he's going to try and bait something out here, expecting maybe Impaler to come around, maybe trying to go for that red buff.
I feel though that SUPA HOT CREW, Moopz can get caught.
Oh, it's Moopz going in, but the hook completely misses. Instead, the kick will force him in. He's going to get taken low, and he will get dropped. It's Jesiz that gets it. Mimer goes in though with that Dragon Descent on towards Jesiz. No escape here. Oh, Willie gets away from it. Would you believe it? The bite not quite enough from Mimer. Man drop coming out though. Freddy's going to be the focus target. He's got a lot of hit points to work through. The hook on towards Mimer is going to be enough to save him. And SK Gaming live to fight another day, picking themselves up a kill.
And SK Gaming, due to the vision advantage they had, could just pick up an easy kill on Moopz. He literally walked straight into them. Even though the hook missed, we have a lot of damage on Jesiz right now, and great engage coming in from Svenskeren, kicking him back.
And it's interesting because SUPA HOT CREW, they have that lead. They have that gold lead, yet they're just not using the vision. This is what we were talking about 20 minutes ago.
SUPA HOT CREW right now, they don't know what to do. They had the options to simply go with split push and through, all the siege potential they had to just go up in the mid lane and just start hammering away on the turret and take the fight with SK. Instead, they did nothing, and now SK been playing it just by the book. They get the pick they want, and you can just keep farming and farming and farming.
And Jesiz is doing exactly the same again, ready and waiting. They know the Dragon is up in 2 seconds, so we're going to see whether they can pick anything. Svenskeren with him. Does have that kick available, and SK are actually going to go for the Dragon. They're going to try and start this one out. They could do this one quite sneakily, while SUPA HOT CREW, they're going to come around.
And look at Jesiz, he's just waiting for someone to face check him. Not Mimer.
Not Mimer, that's not really the one they want. They still get very good burst on that top lane there. That's going to buy them enough time to take that Dragon down. If they keep on it, they've had to back away.
And they can take the fight now, because if Mimer goes into the backline, he's already at 50%, he will die very fast, and then they can use the Civi ultimate to chase down.
Barrel coming out from Moopz. They have pulled out that Dragon. Dragon's going to get taken low. Impaler, he's going to have to suicide if he's going to go for an explosive Cask steal from Moopz.
And that ultimate does a lot of damage. Pretty much, it's so hard to smite against that. And it's great pickup by Moopz.
Yeah, that was the danger of going for it when is a Gragas on the opposition. It's the exact same with Baron. Everybody's seen it happen before. It's a dangerous situation.
Look at the giant wave top. CandyPanda is bot lane. If they rotate 5 people top now, they can actually take the turret and maybe keep moving.
And that's what they see. They're running up there. Freddy's desperately trying to keep them at bay. The rest of SK Gaming not quite on the same page right now because they're not coming up towards it. We see Jesiz, he's miles away. He's just picked up the blue. This is going to be the turret for SK Gaming.
Will they keep going?
SUPA HOT CREW.
Will they keep going? Because we have CandyPanda is pushing bot lane. He can pick up the turret, but will he lose the next turret for it?
Well, yeah, you're going to see CandyPanda having to back away.
Now.
I thought he was going to cancel it. He is going to recall. He has to come back because they're in danger of losing this inhibitor turret. And SK Gaming will force SUPA HOT CREW back.
So they trade turret for turret. Not too much happening there. More farm picked up though for CandyPanda. He's now 100 CS ahead of MrRalleZ.
And SUPA HOT CREW is going to take everything from the jungle while they back away. But again, they didn't leave a great deal of wards in that jungle as they backed.
No, and they have no wards on them. They have only the 2 trinkets. They don't really seem to know how to use the advantage, and that might actually end up costing them the entire game.
Yeah, they need some vision. You can see they've all got 3 sweeping lenses, both teams at peace, so obviously they need to start buying wards rather than using those free trinkets which you now get in the 2014 season. As it stands, everybody's going back to buy. Let's see, stack out some of those items as what they're picking up.
Now,
we will see them in a minute, guys, don't worry.
yeah, I was about to say, I kind of lost items.
It's building the tension, I believe, the camera guys, of what they're trying to do to us right now. You can see them.
I can see them over here, so I'll just touch quickly on Impaler. He did finish his brutalizer. Now, we see Jesiz.
Oh, they're going to catch on towards it. Oh, Crescendo misses! And they pulled away once again. The Lantern doing its job.
So, ultimate down now from migxa. They can still clear out this pit, but if they start this Baron, it's going to be very risky for them. Jesiz has home guard, so he's on his way back.
Well, the Baron does get started out. SK Gaming just getting a poke on that, so to make sure, trying to attack that ward instead. SUPA HOT CREW backing away and playing this one very cautiously. This is, other than the game they won, this is really probably one of the biggest leads they've had in a game. And of course, up against SK Gaming, who they did lose to before, they really want to take this victory.
Of course, my voice just cracked.
You're emotional about the game. That's what it is.
22 and my voice just cracked. There you go, guys.
22 and your voice is cracked. Well, don't worry, I got a couple of years on you yet. You'll get it back. So, as it stands, SK Gaming, we see, once again, down that bottom, CandyPanda, massive, massive CS advantage now building up over MrRalleZ. Every time there's a big wave, they're putting him down there, feeding away. His gold is starting to snowball ahead of MrRalleZ. You talked about how CandyPanda may not have the burst, but at 402 CS, he's definitely building up a giant gold lead.
Yeah, and he's almost having his Infinity Edge completed. Once you actually go back, he can pick it up. They started the Baron from SUPA HOT CREW, though.
SUPA HOT CREW going for it because CandyPanda was not there. He has still got on the hunt available, and he's now joined the rest of his team. SUPA HOT CREW not got the damage to take it down quick enough.
And look at CandyPanda in the mid lane. He's just going to take a free mid turret. SUPA HOT CREW is completely out of position this game.
They're going to take the inner turret, surely. They could keep on pushing for this one. SUPA HOT CREW, like you say, out of position. That's 2 turrets lost. But man drop is coming in. Is it going to be too late, though? He's already caught out. He goes for CandyPanda, who just shields it straight away with the spell shield, and now it's danger for them. migxa does manage to get down Svenskeren. Impaler's been dropped down. Look at Mimer in the back lane. He manages to get in there, but it is the AD carry. MrRalleZ doing work. He's got himself safe, and Freddy122 now has to run for his life. Doesn't quite get the belly slam on him from Moopz. Moopz takes the briefcase, and that will be CandyPanda and Freddy running away from this one. It was a 3-for-1 to SUPA HOT CREW, but they took 2 turrets.
They took 2 turrets and they actually managed to disengage at first through with the Civi ultimate, but they decided to turn in even though they were split up. Svenskeren went back in, and we're gonna see it right here. Look at the ultimate, how they disengage. Everyone is actually gone due to the spell shield from CandyPanda, but Svenskeren goes in for this one. Impaler is not the target you wanna hit. And notice now, Mimer in the background. He's simply 1v2ing the bot lane from SK Gaming, and he picks up a kill on nRated. Goes in, MrRalleZ completely untouched the entire fight, and right now, only thing SK can do is run out. Way too greedy engaged though, and they definitely don't want to engage on Impaler.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Jesiz actually used his burst on Mimer, which is not the target you should be going for.
Definitely not the target you want. Well, if you can actually manage with CandyPanda to instantly pick him up, it is fine, but right now he's getting so tanky, that's not the option, and they need more help to kill him instantly.
starting to feel as I watch this game, it's CandyPanda that's making the calls. You can see him on the bottom of your screen there, and he's having a good old think, scratching his chin as he decides what the next plan is. He gets himself, well, an Infinity Edge, why not? Lots of damage from CandyPanda now.
A lot of damage if they decide to fight, but they need to have the proper team fight where Jesiz can instant kill a target, or they will actually lose it. We've just seen it 2 fights now, the one at the Dragon and the one just before here. Whenever Jesiz does not pick up a target, SK Gaming pretty much got nothing to come with.
Mundo's continuing to build the Warmogs, the Spirit Massage, Sunfire Cape, Ninja Tabi, everything in there to stop himself going down to a predominantly AD team, really. Moopz really the only magic damage in there, which is why he's going to start being a serious problem for the SUPA HOT CREW.
Yeah, he will be a huge problem actually when we get to the next team fight. I will touch on CandyPanda again though. He's the one who has to make the calls right here and make sure to kill the right targets.
SUPA HOT CREW looking to try and start the Dragon, but it's SK Gaming that are going in. They're separated. Moopz flashes away. Mandrop's going to come in though. Is it going to be enough? No, Moopz goes down already. Impaler jumps onto Freddy 1-2-2. Crescendo only catching on that top laner, and nRated has to back away. SK Gaming taken low now. Impaler chasing on towards the ace in the hole. It's going to catch on. Quickly blocked out by the spell shield of CandyPanda, and that is the SUPA HOT CREW picking up a 1-0. Actually, tell it's SK Gaming that got the 1-0. So SUPA HOT CREW currently on a 4v5. They're going to get the Dragon though.
They will at least try and start it. Can they get it?
Jeziz's ultimates are all going to be back up again in a moment. You can see he's got the burst. They're going to come in. That is the Dragon. Svenskeren gets taken down. Impaler picking up that kill, but Jesiz manages to pop the support of migxa. Now they're on to Jesiz. Jesiz trying to run for this one. He gets dropped by MrRalleZ.
MrRalleZ instantly crit Jesiz for 40% of his HP. This fight again though, we have to touch on it once again. Jesiz wasn't there. He didn't manage to pick up anything when the fight started. They got moves, yes, but not with the help of him. And now SUPA HOT CREW, whenever that happens, backline will stay safe and they can win the fight.
Dangerous move though, because CandyPanda is still up, as is Freddy, and this has got a lot of damage that could come out from this AD carry if they can get focused onto the right target. Freddy's going to take all that front-loaded damage, and you can see CandyPanda, he's trying to put work down. Mimer catches on towards him, the Flay goes in there, has the Dragon descent away. Impaler jumps onto CandyPanda, and CandyPanda manages to turn it back around, gets himself 1, gets himself 2. Can he continue on? And that forces SUPA HOT CREW away from the Baron.
Great play right here by SK Gaming, and CandyPanda especially. Fantastic work. He's dealing so much damage once he actually gets the chance.
Well, MrRalleZ is doing work for his team, but it is a big job. That man on your screen, CandyPanda, doing so much. 6-1-4 now on Sivir. And, you know, we haven't seen a great deal of Sivir in the European LCS. Korean OGN predominantly using it. We've really not seen a lot, but maybe he's making a very good count for it here.
He's definitely showing what he can do in this Sivir. They haven't really been using the ultimate too much, again, because they haven't been able to do the right fights for them. He did have a great disengage, though, on the fight they had with the turret, where they actually got out of the Pantheon ultimate. But so far, we haven't seen too much use of it, yet at least.
Death Bush being cleared out, migxa making sure that one is free. We're into the 39th minute as 40 minutes approaches. No surprises, just 5 minutes off the average game length for SK Gaming. They're used to being in this territory. SUPA HOT CREW are not.
They are not, and we have seen throughout this game, they didn't know what to do in certain situations. They were 5-6k gold ahead, and they did absolutely nothing on the map. They just let SK farm up and get back in the game. I still feel though SUPA HOT CREW teamfight-wise has the advantage, unless Jesiz can actually get around them and maybe get some burst in on MrRalleZ in the backline. Because so far, he's staying untouched in pretty much every fight.
Well, SK Gaming are bullying themselves a bit of area control in that mid lane, which means they should be able to go up, get some sweeping lenses down, clear out those wards around the Baron, start warding it on themselves, exactly what they're doing right now. They are mindful of Mimer pushing that bottom lane. Jesiz, wow. I'd say 2/3 of his health being wiped out by a single ace in a hole from MrRalleZ.
He is very squishy. And he will actually most likely end up dying in most fights, unless he's playing very carefully. Because it's 2 free hits from MrRalleZ and he's pretty much dead.
Freddy 1-2-2 down the bottom, has got teleport if needed to get on towards this Baron. Baron has been started out by SUPA HOT CREW once again. Teleport is coming in. It's going to be coming in towards the Death Bush just off the side there. SUPA HOT CREW already disengaging. Boomerang Blade not going to land from CandyPanda. And it is now a standoff.
But once again, SUPA HOT CREW, they only want to fight for this Nexus. They don't want to push anything. They could even stay 5 together right now and just push up the mid lane and just take the fight with SK. Instead, they want to try and get this Baron constantly, or at least force out the TP.
Good ward there from Super Hot Crew. They spotted CandyPanda early on. Mandrop's going to come in. He's just used the spell shield. He's going to surely get jumped on. Yes, he will. Is he going to be enough to take him down? No, because Impaler's been left all on his own now. And Svenskeren going very deep. Boots, bumps, straight in towards the team. nRated, Crescendo on towards him. It's a back and forth fight. Who's going to come out on top? I'm not too sure. CandyPanda's still alive at the back. MrRalleZ still alive at the side. Both AD carries doing work in this fight, but it's Super Hot Crew comes out on top 2-for-1.
Same situation once again. MrRalleZ is just standing in the back line. He's just hammering away.
Whoa! Migxa drop by Jesiz, quickly getting in there. That's the power. Actually, Mimer and Impaler very low. CandyPanda could give chase on this one, and that's Super Hot Crew going to have to back away now.
He turns it into a 2-for-2 instead of what we saw before. Super Hot Crew won it. Overall, though, teamfights go the same way. SK Gaming managed to take down one guy in the front line, but that's about it. They cannot get into MrRalleZ. He's doing so much damage in the back line.
Well, Black Cleaver just got picked up by CandyPanda, so now there's Shred to go with all that damage. He is going to be a scary beast in the next team fight. Of course, Rabadon's Death Cap's been picked up. Both AP mids have got that up as well. Moopz yet to really be a major factor in these team fights. He goes down too early. Has been focused pretty heavily by Svenskeren, actually. Just kicking him towards the team.
Every single fight, Svenskeren goes in, kicks him back, and they can kill him with both Sivir and Jesiz. But once again, though, it is not enough. You don't win the fight by just killing this Gragas, especially because you're getting so low. Meanwhile, as long as he fires off his ultimate, he's bringing down most of SK's team to like half HP.
CandyPanda with pots running now because he's pretty much max build. Unless he decides to sell off them boots and go for the Zephyr. Blue buff being picked up by Jesiz.
We have an Hourglass on Moopz, almost completed. Once he has that, who will they go for? Who will Svenskeren engage on? Because if he jumps behind him and he Hourglasses, there's nothing he can do to him.
Yeah, it's going to be a major issue. MrRalleZ still slightly behind. Going for the Banshee's Veil as seem as well, because he's got to be careful of Jeziz's burst.
Yeah, it helps versus the burst, simply. If you can stop just some of LeBlanc's damage and actually survive it, then you can start hitting her, and with the lifesteal and the insane amount of damage he has, he can actually win the 1v1 versus her.
Well, I talked about 500 CS in the previous game. We're at it now. CandyPanda is there. Dragon's going to be up in 15 seconds. Super Hot Crew not really worried about that, though, because they're trying to chase. Grand Skyfall coming in. They're going to jump on towards CandyPanda, but it's Freddy 1-2-2. They land on. Freddy's happy to take all that damage, and now they're going to land some damage onto Impaler themselves. On the hunt was used. SK Gaming could initiate here. They do go on towards Impaler. He's taking a lot of damage. Svenskeren gets punted in there. Explosive cast doing work there. The two members of Super Hot Crew are low. Crescendo being used, only catching on towards nRated and Freddy. The hook not landing from nRated. Ace in the hole's going to come through. nRated taking the damage. And now SK Gaming, they're going to have to back out of this fight. Super Hot Crew have the disengage.
The ultimate from Moopz knocks Svenskeren back into the face of a Caitlyn who just melts him instantly, and he's dead. Once again, though, we don't see them going for the backline. And now Dragon is up. Can they manage to pick this one up 4v5?
CandyPanda life-stealing off the Dragon as he fights it, but he's got to be careful because the rest of the team has split him apart now. Throws out the boomerang blade, tries to go for it. Impaler smites it down, but that may be the death of them. Migxa just manages to get the speed boost for the rest of his team, and Super Hot Crew keep that gold advantage.
And Impaler has been amazing at picking up these Dragons. He was also the one who jumped in and picked up earlier, so pretty much every Dragon for Super Hot Crew so far. That's a lot of gold they gain.
Despite there's a 6,000 gold advantage for Super Hot Crew, we're not really seeing it in the team fights. They're still very close. It seems to be the on the hunt is just helping out. Svenskeren, this time around though, went in to try and get that kick. He got caught out though.
He got caught out. A beautiful ultimate from Moopz instantly knocked him back. Again, right at this point, if you're not 100% tank like Freddy, with the items Svenskeren has, he's like pure tank, yes, but he's still squishy if you look at the damage that Moopz and MrRalleZ can put out. So he won't really be able to do much other than going to the back line, knock back a target, and then try and get out.
And you know, we were talking about the builds earlier on of Impaler, and he's actually gone for pretty heavy defensive build because he tends to be the front line jumping in there.
Every single team fight, SK Gaming is focusing him down. The longer he survives, the better it is. The more time MrRalleZ and Moopz has to deal damage, and also Migxa to land a perfect crescendo.
Ace in the hole on Jesiz has forced him down to half hit points, and he hasn't backed off this time around. So Super Hot Crew could try and create an advantage here, maybe shove towards that Baron, which is where SK Gaming are defending.
Mimer is in the bot lane pushing right now. He has no teleport. If SK starts this Baron, they can force Super Hot Crew into 4v5.
But it would be a Baron, I feel, for an inhibitor.
It could be. I mean, he is obviously pushing up. He's actually backing off now. Both teams are basically just saying, reset the game. We're going to do what we did the last 20 minutes once again.
Well, we'll see if that's exactly what they do. 6-5 in turrets right now. And as you talk about doing what we do, Jesiz is in the same bush once again like he was about 20 minutes ago where he managed to catch on. And joining him is the 3 cronies, Svenskeren and nRated. Hook will come out, only catching on towards, didn't quite catch on towards the Banshees of Veil instead. Baron will attack Impaler.
We've definitely seen this scenario before though. Standing here waiting for him to gold clear, Jesiz wants to get a pick on migxa when he goes into the Baron pit and just instantly kill him, and then they can do something on the map.
Ace in the hole once again, landing on Jesiz. Actually, he was covered off by nRated there, but for some reason he decided to burst away. It's not like you're going to outrun Ace in the hole.
Not exactly though, but they do start to, again, they just want to force the teleport right here on Freddy. This time he's coming behind, so that will be a fight.
Freddy's in there, he's going to come around it. Jesiz just burst instantly out of this fight, so now it's already down to a 4v5. What can the SUPA HOT CREW do about it? Freddy taken so low, gets caught by the box. Grand Skyfall coming in. Jesiz in all sorts of trouble. He's going to dash away. nRated's going to be the focus. No, it's going to be Impaler catching on towards Jesiz. Now they're going to run away. Svenskeren going to get caught out. Explosive cast still already used. Barrels rolling through. We do see MrRalleZ taking down nRated. That's a 3-for-0. SUPA HOT CREW can push for the win.
An amazing job by SUPA HOT CREW once again. Completely destroying Jesiz, keeping him out of the fight. He's been a non-factor pretty much entire game, team fight wise. Instead, CandyPanda, he can't do everything alone.
Inhibitor turret goes down. Inhibitor will follow. Freddy doing what he can. CandyPanda is alive. He should be able to burst out these minions, but they have enough to tank it out. They didn't bother with Baron. They didn't care about Baron. They're going for the Nexus turrets here. They're going to get onto one. Jumping on towards CandyPanda.
Wow.
Explosive cast blows him in towards his team. Guardian Angels going to pop out there. Sonya's Hourglass being used by Moopz. CandyPanda gets dropped where he stands, and the tanking from the Nexus turret is just being rotated beautifully by the SUPA HOT CREW. They can close out the game here and get themselves a second victory in the LCS over SK Gaming. They have revenge from week 1, and the SUPA HOT CREW take their second win.
And such an important win for them in a very messy game. They had so many chances earlier on to use the advantage they had. They didn't. Instead, they had to rely on their team fighting skills and their combo late game. Kudos to both Mimer and MrRalleZ though. They played amazing this game.
Well, just shy of 48 minutes there for that game. SUPA HOT CREW, like you say, they didn't really know what to do. They had that advantage throughout the game. They built it up in the lane phase. It worked wonderfully for them. They took that first turret. They took the first objectives. They took the dragons down. Great smiting from Impaler, by the way, I should say, throughout that game. Managed to take a few. Let's not forget the explosive cask steals as well from Moopz. So great work from SUPA HOT CREW. Finally showing something new in the LCS. And of course, like we talked about it at the top of the show, how they needed to change those roles, start changing what they can do. And seemingly, they found themselves a new jungle champion, Pantheon.
And I love to see this Pantheon play because he was so aggressive.